Okay, fine, I'll do it. Welcome back to Nerd Thug Radio.
I was just going to wait and see how long you still
I thought you were going to bring us in.
Nope.
You're listening to Nerd Thug Radio on 104.5, 106.1.
Sister stations.
God, no, do it right.
Sister stations.
There it is. I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Who is he, my dad? I'm Corey DLG.
I don't have one of those. And that's Nico DLG back there.
Hey, guys.
We have a website, www.nerdthugradio.com.
Did you say we have a website?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we have a website?
Right,
We do.
We have a website.
We're also on the Facebook, facebook.com/nerdthugradio.
That's true.
I post very frequently, so interact with us. Say hello.
We post. Us.
Yeah,
post.
Nerd Thug Radio posts very frequently
Right.
on the website.
Right, as a team.
Nico does a great job.
All
out
three
there.
of us together.
Interact
post.
with us. Hey, we're in the
Definitely.
middle of our weekly top 3. If there's a weekly top 3 you want to hear,
Tell somebody
us
who
a line.
cares. It's not me.
drop us a line and we'll fit it into the show.
I don't want to hear about it.
So we're doing our
Tell
favorite
somebody
non-nerd related sitcoms. We got Nico's number 3, which was
70
Show. Number 2 was
King of the Hill.
and Corey's number 3 was
Will and Grace.
and my number 3 was The League. Now we're gonna jump into Corey. Your numero dos.
My number 2, Friends.
That's a good one.
Friends.
Might be the best sitcom of all time.
So here's my thing. Okay, again, I chose...
Might be, right?
I might be. I chose to pick influential shows, not shows that I necessarily enjoyed, because I don't necessarily like Friends.
I like Friends.
The dynamics, by like middle of the run there, they got really sloppy in their writing, and everyone just kind of had like a silly character they were playing at that point, and it got just kind of ridiculous.
And they got saved when they hook Monica and Chandler up.
Sort of. It starts to add a little bit more character back to the
saved
show.
the show.
But to me, the coolest things about Friends are all the stuff behind the scenes. Those 6 actors, they kind of acknowledge very early on that it's their chemistry that's going to make or break the show.
They're a team.
And they negotiate as a team, therefore, the rest of the way through.
Right.
And by the last season, each of them were getting $1 million paydays per episode.
It's awesome.
That's a lot.
Which was a lot back then.
It was a lot back then. I mean, you're talking about 20 years ago at this point.
Really? No.
I mean, yeah, it's 2016.
Jeez.
So, I
Yeah,
mean...
2017.
2017,
Damn.
yeah.
But they had a lot of guest people on that show. You don't think about, like Paul Rudd.
Well, and you got it when in the beginning they were casting people who weren't known. Like Paul Rudd actually guest
That
starred
was at the
early
very
on.
end. Yeah, he was in the show at the very end of the show.
Well, but he actually, I think he even starts appearing in the beginning, and then he kind of comes back. John Favreau,
right.
he kind of shows up in the middle.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Giovanni Ribisi is Phoebe's little brother.
Yeah.
Like, so a lot of these people, they weren't big deals when the show started, but the show's was around for like 10 years. So they started their careers all trajectory and arc. And
Yeah, Friends. It might be one of the greatest sitcoms ever.
I mean, it's a big deal. So it's up there. It's up there.
Top 5.
And the run is epic. Also,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
it was
ton of
great.
episodes. It's a crazy show. But to me, the biggest things was all the behind the scenes stuff. They stuck together.
That was cool. It was super.
They raised their salaries. They made a lot of money.
They did, man, and they're good.
Well,
I enjoy watching it. It's not one of those things. I didn't enjoy it at the time.
As I'm
But
older
then,
now,
as I got older,
yeah.
me and Mommy Savage went back and we would watch them on the Netflix or the Hulu or whatever. And
Right.
Like, man, this stuff, so you get a lot more out of it. It was great.
So to me,
Good stuff.
one of the reasons it's so important is that because now, like Big Bang Theory, those actors now they co-negotiate. Now Jim Parsons does separately because he's
Jim Parsons.
He is the show,
And he's from Texas.
but all the guys negotiate together, all the girls negotiate together. Like they stick together and they make their money. That's how
that show's starting to slack though.
Well,
It's going downhill.
I mean, the premise. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want at this point with that
Right,
show.
right.
But I mean, shows are gonna hit.
Yeah, they do. No, they do.
They hit
go.
lulls.
They go. All right. So
what's your number?
my number 2 is a little show done by the HBO
Oh,
called Deadwood.
that's not a sitcom at all.
It's a TV show. It ran for like 3 seasons, and then it got canned.
I don't know. Sitcom actually means something. It means situational comedy.
This was
Thank you.
I googled it.
whatever. Deadwood, my number 2.
Not a situational comedy, but go on.
Deadwood's my second favorite TV
Just
show.
say Archer.
Just
Archer?
say Archer.
No.
Barb's Burgers.
I've never watched.
There's so many options.
I've never watched a full episode of Archer.
What?
What?
Never once.
We watched like 4 together.
Yeah.
Who, me? I was drinking,
No.
obviously.
No, he
with
wasn't
you.
there.
Yeah, I've never watched Archer.
He wasn't there.
No, yeah, he wasn't there with Zach. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, like
was
it was
that-
so
yeah.
easy just to sit down and watch that
I
show.
like
It's
Deadwood.
just so funny.
It's very
hilarious.
comedic.
Deadwood?
Yeah, Calamity Jane, she is hilarious.
I don't even know what to say to this. I've never seen Deadwood.
It's so good.
And
Maybe
it's
it is
only
a
2
sitcom.
seasons.
Yeah.
They
They were gonna bring it back, and it's never happened.
No, the person who doesn't want to bring it back is the guy who made it.
I know.
The creator.
I think we've talked about this.
He's kind of done.
Yeah, I won't get too much into it because we've talked about this show before a couple of times, but it is my number 2 favorite show.
Interesting enough, sort of along the same lines. On Netflix, there's a show called The Crown.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I've been wanting to watch that.
It's about, each season is about a different era in the politics.
Yeah.
And so right now it's locked in for 2 seasons, so this cast is together. But they say it's going to move in. If they do a season 3, it would be 2 decades later, and the director is firmly of the belief that you can move an actor's age 10 years each way.
Oh, really?
So if they do a 3rd season, he says he would do it with a whole new cast.
That's awesome.
So like,
That's a cool idea.
it's a cool idea, but it definitely means like, I mean, the cast will won all the awards and stuff. So then
Right.
it becomes, do you want to take a chance?
Yeah.
He's basically be starting a show over.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. Cool concept.
It is a cool concept, though. But it just made me think of that because Deadwood's 2 seasons, the creator has no interest in going
Right now,
back.
because they want him to do like a movie, and he's like, "No, I want to do a TV
Right,
show."
I want 18 hours of television.
Right.
Right.
Nico, what's your number 1?
Daria.
Dar. Have you ever seen
Yeah,
Daria?
yeah.
Yeah,
Wait
I've
a
watched
minute.
Daria.
This is so awkward for you to say Daria right now.
Yep.
I don't know. You are Daria, though. The second you said it, I was like, yeah, that makes
He's
perfect
the
sense.
male version
that
of
makes
Daria.
perfect. Does that mean I'm the sister?
Yeah, I
Like
guess
the
so.
popular, comfortable one?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's me.
Wow. That's
So, okay,
just-
why do you love Daria?
I just,
over everything else, it is your favorite
Yeah.
sitcom.
You just
Well, I
named
just-
Archer.
Yeah, I mean, Archer's really funny.
Bob's Burger.
Bob's Burgers. I mean, I really wanted to say Rick and Morty, but I mean, I've beat that horse to death.
It's so true.
So no, it's a fact. You chose Daria over Rick and Morty. You will never live this down. I
I'm-
fully intended on you saying Rick and Morty here.
Yeah, that's what.
By the way,
that's
did
what
you-
everyone
did
Did you
expected.
click on the link where it said opening scene of episode 3?
I didn't
Yeah.
want to watch it. I didn't want to watch it.
Do you know why? It's not the opening clip.
Oh, thank God.
It's a Rick roll.
They rickrolled you.
Oh, thank God.
You know,
It's so
you know,
great.
for a long time, every time you clicked on a link, it took you and it was like, never gonna give you up.
Oh, thank God.
It's so great.
And it's just all of the characters like together.
It's-
Like
yeah,
they
it's-
cut it.
Because
So
I
it
saw the
sings
thing, right?
song.
And I almost copy and pasted it and sent it to you guys. But then I was like,
I saw it on my own. I was excited.
and I saw it. I was like, man, I don't want to know what it's like. I don't want to. I want to wait for the whole
Well,
season.
I got rickrolled.
And then
And I was like, I'm
no,
not clicking
I
this.
clicked
I'm
it and
not
I
clicking it.
immediately realized where it was going, and I just started laughing, and I laughed for like the solid the entire
About
time.
about midway through, because they don't put music to it, so it's just the cuts of all the words.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
you put it like the
alright.
first few words, and you're like, oh.
Like, thank God, I
As
love
soon
being
as you did that.
surprised. Like,
I
I
love
don't
the
like.
cast.
I don't want to see like the opening credits and
Yeah, you
then
would've
already
been so
know what's
mad.
going on. Like, no. I want to see the show when the show comes out.
I'm so ready.
I'm
I'm
not
so
clicking
ready.
it. God, thank God I didn't click it.
All right, so my
Oh.
number one,
Whew.
my number one,
Oh.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Yeah. I figured
To
you'd
me,
do
the
that.
most important sitcom ever. I don't like it. I
I-
literally couldn't watch that
I
show.
do not like Seinfeld. I'm not a fan
But
at all.
I've watched it a few times.
two things that to me kind of irrefutably make it. This is like we were talking about earlier. Facts to me override everything else.
Right. No
Two,
doubt.
two things to me that irrefutably make it the greatest sitcom of all time.
Yep.
First is, I've never heard of another show doing this. It saved a person's life. There was a guy who was watching the finale,
Okay.
and he blacked out, sitting in his chair. And when he came to, the show he'd lost time, and he knew because the show had moved forward. And so he was so angry that he knew there must be something wrong with him. He went to the doctor, and he had a tumor.
Oh wow.
So literally, the show saved his life. Because if it had been almost any other show, he probably would have been like, "Oh, I just dozed off because I'm bored." But he loved Seinfeld so much that he knew there must be something wrong with it.
Didn't House save a bunch of lives in his show?
I mean, it was fictional.
Oh, okay.
Right, no,
okay.
Uh,
That makes sense now.
And the other thing was the last season. By the last season, they had built up so much momentum, and people loved it so much. Like the ratings for that last season were like of epic proportion. Like they were like football game level
Yeah,
ratings.
they're pretty intense.
I believe it was the most watched television event for like 5 years.
Although I've never been a fan of Seinfeld.
It was.
I can't get into it.
It was.
I don't find Jerry Seinfeld funny.
I think he's funnier outside of the show.
Yeah.
His stand-ups were always really
It's
solid.
a show about nothing.
I know, and that's kind of. I mean, that's all sitcoms.
slice
That's
of
all
life.
sitcoms.
Right. I just
And here's the thing: all sitcoms are about nothing. All sitcoms have their little
Swipe
revolving
left.
A and B stories.
Yeah, situation comedy.
Exactly. And Seinfeld again, because they made a point of being about nothing. Like to me, by the time midway through the show, like I was over the bit because everything revolved around with the one thing they're talking about.
right.
Like if he's dating the nudist girl, everyone has to be talking about nudity the whole show. Like no one else does anything else. It just felt. Although Putty is probably one of the greatest characters on all of television.
That's fair
Just
enough.
one of the absolute best.
Fair
like,
enough. Fair enough.
Significant other characters because he was such a bad boyfriend, and then other times he'd be such a good boyfriend. Famously, in one Jerry Seinfeld goes to buy a car from Putty one time, and when Elaine's dating him, he's giving Jerry a good deal, and they break up mid car deal. and all of a sudden he starts doing like the rust proofing and like the undercarriage cleaner. And
Makes
all that.
sense. I did the same thing.
It was funny. It was funny. So you're number 1.
My number 1 is The Office.
That's a good one.
I love The Office. I've watched each season probably 3 times now in my life, and I'm rewatching it again right now.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's hilarious.
Steve Carell owes that show $1 bajillion.
Oh my god, he made the show too, though.
He made the show.
Like he improv'd ton of stuff on his parts, just to show how funny of a guy he is.
Yeah.
But he does owe the show that they gave him the media to do it.
Right.
The platform.
That raised him enough. Like, so it was Daily Show, Office, and then movies.
And I mean, it's really to a point where now in my life I realize like I'm living in the office. Like,
When you said the
that's
other day that
that's
Matty
my life.
Mayhem works for a paper company,
Yeah.
I couldn't think about anything else.
that's my life now. Like
Really?
I'm a manager of a tooling sales, which is similar to
Here's what disqualifies it
sales.
for me from being eligible is that it's a knockoff British show.
yeah. I mean, it's a remake. It's a
So-
remake of the British show, no
So,
doubt.
To me,
But it did so much
Yoink.
more than the British show did.
well, it lasted longer. Although the
Right.
British show had way funnier people.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
This show's so amazing.
Ricky
Like,
Gervais was Steve Carell.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of his.
Really?
No,
Oh
I'm
God,
not.
I think
I'm
Ricky
not.
Gervais is one of
I'm
the
not.
funniest.
I'm not.
I think he's one of the funniest guys on the planet.
And Dwight Schrute.
Quote, one of the funniest guys on the planet. Corey.
Seriously, yeah, no, Ricky Gervais.
Dwight
to me.
Schrute is hilarious. He cracks me up every single time.
Have you seen the movie where Ricky Gervais is the only person on the planet who can tell lies?
No,
Oh, it's hilarious.
it's probably not that
It's a
great.
very British movie, though.
Very British.
Very British.
Ricky Gervais is to me as Cable is to you.
He's not even from the future.
So
His character doesn't even.
Yeah, wait a
His
minute.
character totally makes sense.
my
He at least
like
literally makes sense. This
my
is so
opinion
weird.
of Ricky Gervais is like your opinion of Cable. We're just never
Man.
gonna agree.
He also has a really, you know what? You don't care.
I do not care.
don't care.
You're right, because
Ricky Gervais story.
The
Yeah.
Office U.S. is the best one.
Okay.
U.S. dot.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why
I got you.
they
Yeah.
showed on Netflix.
Right. Yeah, that is how they show it.
Let's jump out to a break real quick. Thanks for staying with us in the top 3. When we come back, we're going to get into the Nico DLG segment. You're
Ooh.
listening to Nerd Thug Radio.
Hashtag talking nerdy to you.
NerdThugRadio.com.